All right, everybody, welcome back to the 8th edition of the TX conference. Put your hands together. Let's get this restarted. Everybody, a little energy. There it is. There it is. All right. So before the break, of course, we heard from Dalit and Andy, two of our AI experts for the day, about how cognitive tech can positively empower us in so many aspects of our lives. And one of those, of course, is how we communicate, how we interact, how we message, how we create messages, and in the end, as businesses and marketers, how we reach and interact with our market, with our target, with our consumers. So our next guest is an AI expert who tackles this in his day-to-day as the founder of Uxinio, a company that helps enterprises increase their efficiency and revenues through sales automation. Now, prior to this, he co-founded Advertima, a startup developing artificial intelligence that creates personalized and positive customer experiences in the physical retail world. And aside from this, he was also a senior sales advisor at Tesla. Now, he also has B2C experience in luxury commerce, augmented reality, digital commerce, the financial sector, and one of his self-professed passions, the Swiss watch industry. So, been a lot of places, definitely. I think we are secure that he knows what he is talking about. Please, I give you to the stage, Christian Naef.
Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, is AI just a buzzword or reality? That's the question I want to answer with you today. But for this, we first need to understand what is AI. AI, artificial intelligence, uses technologies such as supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning, as well as deep learning with neural networks in the context of big data, which, by the way, can also be called machine learning, to develop fully autonomous systems that exceed the intelligence of humans by far. Who understood this? Please raise your hand. Yeah, we have a few. I saw them there. A few nerds. And yeah, sorry for that. But 5 years ago, when I co-founded the startup Advertima, I didn't understand anything because I don't have a tech background. And it always sounded like this for me. So I had to find a way to understand what AI is. And I saw this definition, which I still use until today. AI is the attempt to make machines equal to or smarter than humans. Let me say that again. AI is the attempt to make machines equal to or smarter than humans. Easy, right? Good. So the most people, if you ask them, what is AI? They have this image of the robot, the Terminator, walking through the streets, destroying humanity. But I have to tell you, we are still far away from an AI that is as intelligent as humans.
You're not far away. You're just around the corner.
Termi, I told you to stay home. I'm sorry, this is my AI assistant. He has a bit of an attitude. Sorry about that. Please, Termi, can you just keep calm for my presentation? I want to be a bit professional here.
I will try.
Okay, thank you. So, AI. Now, you heard these terms, and one of my goals today is that tomorrow, when you get back to the office and meet your friends, you can show off with your knowledge about AI. And for all the techies in here that know everything about this, you will finally be able to explain AI to your friends so they really understand you. I hope that's a deal. Artificial intelligence, you already know what is artificial intelligence, but there are other terms like machine learning, deep learning. But what do they mean? And I want to start with machine learning. Machine learning is the use of data and algorithms to imitate the way humans learn. So when we were kids, how did we learn? We learned from our parents, from our teachers. They shared their knowledge, their experience with us. And what is experience and knowledge? It's actually data. So the most important thing to train a machine is data, quality data. And there are three main ways on how to do that: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Now you ask yourself, okay, all the terms, but let's make an easy example for each one of them. What is supervised learning? When we were kids, how did our parents teach us what is a banana and what is an apple? They showed us the fruits. And after 5 to 10 times of repetition, maybe some took a little bit longer, but we understand what is a banana and what is an apple. So in supervised learning, you do exactly the same. You need labeled data, images of the fruits that you run through an algorithm, but not just 5 to 10, you need 100, 200,000 or even more. And the algorithm will learn what an apple and what a banana is. It's often used, of course, in image recognition, but also in different fields. So supervised learning, labeled data. What is unsupervised learning? A young kid might not be able to recognize a strawberry or a grape to identify them, but it will see that they somehow look similar. So it will be able to group them. And that's exactly what you do with unsupervised learning. You have a set of data, they're not labeled, but you train the algorithm to group the data. And that's often used for pattern recognition, for insurances, medias, but also if you're in e-commerce, if you have thousands of orders every day, you can find new target groups that maybe people didn't even think of. So unsupervised learning, unlabeled data, grouping of data. So reinforcement learning, another term. How did our parents teach us how to walk? Our mother maybe hold us and showed it to us, and then she gave feedback. The same with sports. Our father maybe did it like this, a little bit different. But reinforcement learning is you give training data and you give feedback. Let's look at an example. This engineer wanted to teach a robotic arm on how to flip a pancake. So he showed it 1 or 2 times, and then the robotic arm started to practice. And he gave feedback every time, adjusted a little bit the algorithm, got a little bit better. And after 50 times, it was able to perfectly flip the pancake. So reinforcement learning, learning through feedback. So you understand now artificial intelligence. You have an idea of machine learning. But what is now deep learning? Another term. And it's the newest way on how to teach an AI. And it's similar to a human brain. It's the attempt to copy the human brain. So in our brain, we have neurons, right? They're all connected to each other. And if we practice something, for example, to play tennis, in the beginning, we throw the ball to the left, to the right. But through practice, we get better and better. And the connection in our brain gets stronger and stronger. The same with our muscle. The more we train the muscle, the bigger it gets. And that's deep learning. The big difference between reinforcement learning, learning through feedback, to deep learning is that the goal is already defined, what the system should reach. And I want to explain this in an example. Some years ago, some engineers decided to teach an AI how to play the game Go. For the ones that don't know this game, it's similar to chess, but more complicated, mainly played in the Asian countries. So the goal was defined. The AI should win against every competitor. So they trained this deep learning system with a lot of videos from plays, and through practicing, it got better and better. And it could practice by itself. And at a certain point, it got even better than the humans. And I want to show you this move 37, which is very interesting. At that time, the AI decided to set the stone at the specific position, and all the experts didn't understand what's happening here. That's stupid. That's a move a beginner would do. And the world champion came back after a short smoking break, and look at his face. He's so confused. He can't understand what the AI is doing here. He takes like 12 minutes to decide what next move he should do. Normally it takes 1 to 2 minutes. But the AI found a new way on how to play the game that was not realistic for us humans. And this is a great example how an algorithm can get better than us through deep learning. So, the better the data, the better the training. The better our parents teach us a skill, the more knowledge they have, the more experience they have, the better, hopefully, the result will be with their kids. So you know now what is artificial intelligence, you know about machine learning, and you know deep learning, so tomorrow, for sure, you will be the nerd. Now, if you talk to industry leaders, to experts, they always say, yeah, but what you are saying, AI, this is just a buzzword. You are more talking about machine learning or deep learning and all these kind of things. But from my perspective, there are different stages of AI. The first stage is artificial narrow intelligence. That's what we use today on a daily basis. Google Maps to go to the destination. We heard about Siri, Alexa, voice recognition, or self-driving cars. They're really good in one specific field, sometimes even better than we humans. But what's the next stage? The next stage is artificial general intelligence. That's the time when the AI gets as intelligent as we humans. It will be able to solve complex problems, to plan, to create new ideas, to take decisions. And that's also the time when the robots, like we imagine it from the movies, can become reality. Very exciting, but also a bit scary. The third one is artificial superintelligence. And that's where it gets really crazy. That's the point when the AI is 1,000, 10,000 times more intelligent than we humans. It will solve complex problems like climate change, heal cancer, let us travel through space by light speed. And now you think this guy just watched too many science fiction movies. But if you start to work with AI, learn about AI, you will realize that this is not so unrealistic. This is also the time when the AI will replace us as the most developed species on Earth. Now, is this a threat? Is it a blessing? We will check a little bit later. So you know now what is AI, you know how it works, you know the different stages of AI. Now let's get back to reality, today's time, and check how you can use AI in media and how it is already used. I want to show you one example that I think is very interesting. Lexus, the car brand, some years ago, they worked with an AI to write their next script for a TV advertisement. So they trained the system with over 10 years of TV ads from the luxury industry, watches, cars, perfumes, and so on. And the AI wrote the script. So it's a perfect example of collaboration between humans and AI, and the ad is really nice. I will share the link with you if you like. But that's exactly what I think is very important. We should start to work with AI. We heard that also already before. Or ads adjust to the content we watch. So we have that already with YouTube, social media. We see ads based on the interest, based on our clicks. But it's always just the industry that is connected. Today we have AI that is able to recognize every product, every single item in a movie. So why not just do overlay advertisement instead of these breaks? Because what we all hate is these breaks in between movies. And now when Netflix is starting to introduce advertisement and you can't skip anymore the ads, why not just put the ad in the movie? Now, this is my all-time favorite movie, Back to the Future. When I saw it the first time, I saw these self-lacing shoes. And I wanted to have those shoes. And I think I'm not the only one maybe here in the room. So a few years ago, Nike came out with these shoes. And guess who was one of the first one to buy them? Of course, I bought them. By the way, today is the first time I wear them. And I have them for 4 years. So of course, when I would see that in the movie, I think the click rate, the conversion rate, it would be so fantastic. I'm really sure about that.
What about the Terminator?
Yeah, the Terminator is also a good movie, but not as good as Back to the Future. So what about fully personalized ads? Today we have graphic designers that design beautiful ads. Sometimes you do a A/B testing of the designs. But we have already software that fully generates the ad itself. So we learned from deep learning that the result is given, known, a click, a purchase. So why not throw all the elements into the algorithm and the AI starts to test combinations by itself? I get, for example, a different headline than other people, a different product, maybe even a different price. And there will be so many possibilities to combine them. And you will have the perfect result for each specific target group. Now, this example here I just wrote in here headphones in the snow, and this is available online. And the AI generated images of headphones in the snow, and they are not stock images, they are generated by an AI. Now imagine if I can do this online in a free tool, what could you do if you use this on a professional level?
I have another example.
Okay, show me your example.
I could not have explained it better. Many thanks to Tristan for this awesome presentation. And remember, he'll be back.
Yeah, I'm not done yet, but thank you. This was made with deepfake. As I see, deepfake, very scary. But you can make every actor say the things you want them to say. So why not have the Terminator presenting me a product after the movie, fully generated by AI? I just want to inspire you that you get ideas on how we could use AI. So now you know how it works. You know the stages. You know how it can be applied to media, but there are also fails in AI, as the one now. Just thought that I'm done with my presentation. But we need those fails, and we need those companies that have the courage to test AI. We talked about this yesterday, and I want to show you some fails. Some are scary, some are funny, but the most important thing is they make us discuss about it. This is an older example. Some of you might know it. It was a Twitter AI that was trained through tweets, through comedian content, because they wanted to make it funny, and it was also learning from the interaction between people and the AI. What the engineers didn't think of is that people are not always good. So the people started to tweet really bad stuff to the AI, and within a few hours, the AI became sexist, racist, and I'm not going to read them out loud, but you can see what the AI started to tweet. So after 16 hours, they had to shut it down. And that's a very important point, because maybe we humans are not the perfect system to teach an AI. Maybe also not the perfect example, because we have a lot of bugs and errors in our system. Another one, Facebook, similar one, was trained with all the data available on Facebook. You could start to communicate with it. And some person asked, how do you feel about Mark Zuckerberg as the CEO of Facebook? And the AI replied, he's a good businessman, but his business practices are not always ethical. Or it also replied, his company exploits people for money and he doesn't care. So I don't think it's what Mark Zuckerberg expected the AI to answer, but it was trained with the data on Facebook. And we heard about fake news. So it's very important that you control the system, that you have guidelines, but of course, in the end, it should tell the truth. I'm not saying that this is the truth. Another one, 2 AIs were independently taught how to communicate with humans in an efficient way. So they thought it would be really interesting if you let the 2 AIs communicate with each other. What would happen? Within 2 hours, these 2 AIs started to develop their own language. The engineers could not any longer understand what the AIs were talking about. So it seems that our language is not very efficient. So they found their own way. Also here, you have to set rules, guidelines. Otherwise, you lose control. Big learning. Amazon wanted to create a recruiting AI that helps them recruit people. They trained it with 10 years of CVs they received from all the people that applied for a job, 100,000 of CVs. The recruiting AI, in the end, just hired men. What was the problem? Over 90% of the data the AI was trained were man CVs. So you also have to control the data that you use to train the system. Otherwise, you have problems. And this one, the last one, I really love this. Even if I worked for Tesla, but the Tesla self-driving system started to recognize the Burger King sign as a stop sign. So some of you know it. So it started to slow down every time it saw a Burger King sign. So some genius person in the marketing department of Burger King said, let's do a campaign out of this. And they wrote, smart cars are smart enough to brake for a Whopper. Really cool and really creative. And that's maybe why we need people. They also said it's not a bug, it's a feature. So I really like this example. So again, the better the data, the better the training. And we have to set guidelines. And that's very, very important. Otherwise, we might lose control. And there are two parties here discussing, Team Mark Zuckerberg against Team Elon Musk. Team Mark Zuckerberg is more very optimistic about AI. He wants to throw all the data in AI and just trust it. Elon Musk is also very into AI, as you know, but he says we need to control it. And I totally agree with him, because now is the time to set the rules, to set the guidelines. Because as soon as the AI gets as intelligent as we humans, it might be too late. So is it a blessing or is it a threat? I want you guys to take this to the lunch break tomorrow, discuss with your family, friends, colleagues. And also, can you approach me? I'm very interested in your opinion. I don't know exactly how the future will look like, but what I know for sure is that AI is not a buzzword. Thank you very much. So,
there's more.
No, don't go. Just one little thing. If you want to have a look at all the examples that I mentioned, all the full documentary of AlphaGo, here's a QR code. You can just leave your email address and you get an email with all the links that I talked about.
Amazing. Leave that up while we're talking, because I think I also want to get a snap of that. What a great presentation. Thank you so much. I did feel like I got a bit of AI 101 in there with the positives, with the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So the positives and a bit the scaries. Now you just showed us these two teams, right? But I'm not clear though. What team are you on?
I think I'm more on the Elon Musk side.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because I fully think that this is the future AI, but I see the problems. And especially people often don't think about how we can use it, what could be the problems in the end. So I think really we have to set the guidelines. And as Dalit said, that there are some regulations now, that the UN put the department to Geneva, as far as I understood. This is really, really important, because AI in the wrong hands can be really threatening.
Absolutely. So I guess the question is then, who should be setting these guidelines?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's the same with other topics. I really don't have the answer. Might the UN be the right one? But there's so much that you can just criticize. It's the same with media. Media is always criticized, right? So is it the right way to communicate? Which one is the right one? And so on. I think we just have to trust one eye, and I guess the UN is the one at the moment that we might have to take for that.
Good trust. And you gave us some creative ideas in terms of how you could use AI in some advertising, for example, which, I mean, for somebody like myself who doesn't like really to take the time to go out and shop, for example, I mean, it would be nice to have information that just comes off of whatever it is I'm looking at and tell me exactly. But how far away is that? Is that a reality, or is that are we looking at?
It's reality in digital marketing now for many years. So they know exactly what you click, what you like, and so on.
Yes, but what you were showing.
Yeah, the possibilities are there. The point is, our startup, what we did is we made digital out-of-home advertisement personalized. So the screens that you see in the train station, in the airport, we installed a camera that could recognize a human, gender, age, clothing style, color, and we personalized the ads on these screens directly in real time. Now,
without consent.
Yeah. Now that's that was when we started was 2015, 16, and at that time it was exactly the time of data security in Germany was a huge topic, and we were in a gray area, I would call it.
Right.
So we were working with anonymized hashes. I was always explaining it with when you go to the bank and you have your lock there. You have a key and the bank has a key. But just when the two keys are there, it opens. Or it was that way years ago when I was working the bank.
Probably still in Switzerland works like that.
Yeah, some places. So when they match, you can recognize it. But that's just happening in real time. So what I want to say is the problem is that people are scared of this, right? So they're scared, my data, and so on. But when they see a benefit, it totally changes. If I collect points by giving all my data, what I buy in the supermarket, I don't care because I get something cheaper. But if you think they know everything. Even if a man starts to buy certain stuff, they know exactly, his girlfriend is pregnant. Or he has a new girlfriend, or something like that. They know exactly. But so the point is, where is the benefit and how can you communicate the benefit? So it would be reality already now, but companies are always scared of using it. So you really need to show the benefit to the customer.
And really communicate that. I mean, I think with you, is it a fantasy to think that, GDPR is important and protection of data is important? I want to start by saying that. But is it an illusion that we are somehow can really protect that data? I mean, to your point, you know everything about us.
Yeah.
The minute you give your email, the minute you buy something, it's already out there.
I mean, we heard it before. We use it. We use Siri to write an email. But we don't trust it.
Yeah.
So why we use it then? So there's still enough trust that we use it. And when it comes to GDPR, I think of course, it's always a question of generations. And there are new technologies like blockchain technology that you can use to actually protect your data. So social media will change, I think. And a lot of industries will also change through blockchain technology because it will allow you to get control over your data again. But the question is, do you really need it? Do you really want it? Is it just a period of time that you have to go over until you accept it? Because the control in the end would be with all of us by just not using it.
Why don't we put that question out to our audience? Do we need it? Mm-hmm. What do we say? Yes? Or it's already out there, so no? All right, no opinions? Come on, this is a room full of journalists and media people. You have opinions, I know you do. But nobody's going to fess up to it. The boss is gone. All right. So the point is that it's really, it's that, right? It's that give and take between trust and...
Yeah, people are lazy.
And the need.
We are all lazy.
We're lazy.
Well, we are lazy.
I'm not saying anything. Go ahead.
We are lazy when it comes to certain things. Like, especially, I'm saying not that Swiss people are lazy, and I'm a really proud Swiss, but imagine when was the last time you changed your insurance? Even though you can save a lot of money. Most people, especially Swiss people, never do it.
Point taken. Yes. Right. Even though they call you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a big deal. I did it the first time just a few weeks ago. And I'm saving a lot of money now. So the point is, it's there, the possibility is there, but somehow it's okay, we feel fine. So we know it's maybe a problem, but at the moment we profit enough that we don't care.
All right, so if you had a wish of a problem that you could solve with AI immediately, what would you focus on?
Yeah, now I could be the one that wants freedom and food for everyone and so on. But I think would be, of course, a good thing. But I'm more in the team of Dalit. I would want one that someone is doing my dishes, my laundry, and all that kind of things, because it's a task that it's a waste of time for me. What I do, I listen to audiobooks while I'm doing it, so at least I learn something this time. But I think daily tasks will help us to concentrate more on the interesting stuff. And it starts at home, it's in the job, but it's everywhere as well.
Absolutely. All right, well, Christian, thank you so much for your insights and for your presentation.
Thank you very much.
Really enjoyed that. All right, guys, put your hands together. I'm going to let you take your seat.